Hi again, my friends. I'm Coral. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here with a short, spoiler-free review of a newer released book that I read called Antioch. It is by Jessica Leonard. What drew me to this immediately was the cover. It is just really gorgeous. It has great colors. It looks kind of like a dreamy sunset. And then, upon reading the back, it says, Antioch, a cross between Session 9 and Disappearance at Devil's Rock, is an eerie, mind-bending debut horror novel guaranteed to leave you drowning in paranoia. And, great! Session 9 is a fantastic movie. I have not read Disappearance at Devil's Rock, but I can kind of guess what it might be about, like a disappearance at a rock called Devil's Rock. So I was very interested in what this book had to offer. It's by a debut author, Jessica Leonard, and I decided to pick it up. So this is about a young woman named Bess, and she is a Black woman living in a small town. She lives in a house that was once occupied by her and her partner, but her partner has since left. And what happened to him? Do we ever find out? I don't know. Anyways, in the small town of Antioch, that's where the name comes from, there have been these murders in the past 2 years or something like that, of a few murders where young women are targeted. And they've been calling them, or I guess they've been calling the person, not the person of interest, because there is no person of interest. They've been calling the murderer Vlad the Impaler. So, just adds kind of a spooky layer to what we can imagine must be happening to these women. And then recently, there's another woman who's gone missing named Amy, and she's not been found. She's still missing. So we're following Bess, and Bess is a woman who has a few strange interests. She likes spending time using a shortwave radio, and this interest was kind of sparked after she learned about the disappearance of Amelia Earhart and some of the conspiracy theories surrounding her disappearance, did she crash on an island? Did she make it back and change her name and disappear? Stuff like that. So I really thought that part was interesting. In fact, I thought the first about 100 pages of this book were really stellar. There were some parts that were very eerie, parts that just played in my mind like a movie. But then something happens to Bess, and she thinks she's getting this message over her shortwave radio from the woman who's missing. And Bess believes that she kind of just decodes this message, I guess. It's all this weird stuff, stuff about the dragon and a Saint Margaret and stuff like that. And Bess thinks this woman is telling her that she is being held captive by the murderer of Vlad the Impaler, and she wants to tell the police about it. But she also wants to do all this research about decoding this message and things like that. And while this is all happening, she's being targeted at her home by somebody she doesn't know. She just literally does not ever see who's doing these things, like throwing stuff at her house and ruining her lawn and knocking on her door and putting creepy things in her lawn and stuff like that. Like I said, after about 100 pages, I kind of lost interest in this. I think that the author was, I don't know, the idea is just so interesting. And I love stories that take place in a small town. And I love when we don't necessarily know who to suspect. And I love when a main character is kind of gaslit by the people around her and they don't believe what this person is saying. I really like that, and that had some elements of it, but I feel like the author kind of lost her way. There were just so many open-ended plot points in this, little tiny mysteries. And the ending was very confusing to me. I didn't really understand what happened to the characters in this book. I don't know what to tell you guys. It felt like the author was trying to make you suspect people, but without anything to make you suspect them. Like, all of a sudden the main character, Bess, is like worried about this and worried about this person, and it's like, but why though? I don't understand. Like, are we supposed to also be worried? Are we supposed to think that this person did it? And I don't know. I really love the idea of this book. I don't know about how it ended. And I have to imagine that imagining up a plotline is probably the easiest part of a book, and especially when it's kind of like a murder mystery, you know, tying all those loose ends has got to be difficult. And I'm not an author, and I'm never saying don't read a book. Never. I really did like the thoughts, the ideas that the author had for this, and I'm totally up to trying out any other book that she writes, if she writes anymore. Like I said, I think that her ideas for this city, this small town, and her ideas for, you know, the hobbies that Bess has and stuff like that were really interesting. Just the execution ended up being a little bit disappointing. So that's what I thought of Antioch by Jessica Leonard. I picked this up from the Perpetual Motion Machine Publishing website. I'm sure you could find it on Amazon and stuff. If this is available on bookshop.org, I will leave my affiliate link down below for that, and I'll make sure to put it on the list so it's easy to find if you're interested. Yeah, like I said, I'd love to see where this author goes. This might not have been my favorite book ever, but it's a gorgeous cover. I don't know. Pick it up and see for yourself. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys in another video, probably. See you later. Goodbye.